बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलामु अलैकुम। देसी टीवी यूएसए दी पंजाबी खबरां दे नाल मैं हानिमरा मलिक। एक नज़र अज दी ताज़ा तरीन पंजाबी खबरां ते। रूस ते अमरीका के आला सफारतकारा ने स्विट्जरलैंड विच होने वाली गलबात विच यूक्रेन तो अपने इख्तलाफात तो जल्द हल करने के किसी भी इम्कान को मुस्तरद कर दिता, लेकिन अमरीकी फरीक ने फिर भी उम्मीद जाहिर की कि मुलाकात विच बढ़ती हुई कशीदगी को घट कर सकती है। वड्डी कंपनियां चेवरॉन ते टोटल एनर्जीज ने गुज़िश्ता साल की बगावत के बाद बिगड़ती हुई इंसानी सूरत हाल का हवाला देते हुए म्यांमार तो इनखला का ऐलान किया। अमरीकी वज़ीर खारजा एंटोनी ब्लिंकन ने जुम्मे नूं रूस के वज़ीर खारजा के नाल गलबात विच कहा कि अगर मास्को ने यूक्रेन ते हमला किया तो इन्हूं तेज ते शदीद रद्दे अमल का सामना करना पेगा।
Our objective was to determine whether Russia is prepared to take the diplomatic path and other necessary steps to de-escalate the situation in Ukraine and ultimately to resolve our differences through diplomacy and through dialogue. The discussion today with Minister Lavrov was frank and substantive. This was not negotiation, but a candid exchange of concerns and ideas. I made clear to Minister Lavrov that there are certain issues and fundamental principles that the United States and our partners and allies are committed to defend. That includes those that would impede the sovereign right of the Ukrainian people to write their own future. There is no अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा के सेक्रेटरी जनरल गुतेरेस ने अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा विच 2022 की तरजीहात का खाका पेश किया। अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा के सेक्रेटरी जनरल एंटोनियो गुतेरेस तंजीम के 2022 की तरजीहात के बारे में गलबात कर रहे हैं।
Sometimes not being outspoken. And do you plan to do things differently in your second term? Thank you very much.
Well, first of all, it is clear that we have in Afghanistan a serious situation of violations of human rights, and it is clear that our objectives in relation, namely to the rights of women and children, the possibility, women and girls, the possibility of all women to work, the possibility of all girls to have access to secondary school and higher grade this is not yet met. There had been some progress. For instance, the UN female staff members are authorized to work.
अमरीकी सदर जो बाइडन यूएस कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ मेयर्स के 90 सालाना सरमाई इजलास के दौरान मुल्क के मेयर्स को खिताब कर रहे हैं।
72 as a 29-year-old kid because I was a local official and it was too hard. They know where you live. And so you think I'm kidding. It's not a joke. Mayors carry the quality of the people's lives on their shoulders. Everything you do every day affects their lives more than almost anything anybody else does. And you can make or break a person's day. Will the bus get me home on time? It sounds silly, but will the garbage be picked up? Will I be safe walking in the park? These are the bigger questions. Can I afford to give my family a good life? Will my kids have a chance?
सदर जो बाइडन व्हाइट हाउस में साइंस ते टेक्नोलॉजी के मशीरा नूं अपनी कौंसल दे नाल मुलाकात कर रहे हैं।
American workers. This group of Washington reporters have heard me say many times, it's never been a good bet to bet against America. We are the most qualified folks in the world here in the United States of America. And I want to thank Sherrod Brown and Rob Portman, two senators who deserve an enormous amount of credit for us getting to this place right now, bipartisanly. The idea that we can work together is only just beginning to dawn on people here, I think. And I want to thank Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, who from day one has been helping lead our efforts to strengthen American manufacturing in America.
ਸਰ ਜੋ ਬਾਈਡਨ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਵੀ ਸੈਮੀਕੰਡਕਟਰ ਸਪਲਾਈ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਉਣ ਤੇ ਸਪਲਾਈ ਚੇਨ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਮੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ਾਂ ਤੇ ਤਬਸਰਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਮਰਸ ਸੈਕਟਰੀ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਨੇ
This time I would talk about PCAST and people would look at me like what in the hell is he talking about and then I'd explain what I meant and it wasn't particularly active the last 4 years but science is back back in vogue. And I want to welcome everyone here today with me and the President's Council on Advisors on Science and Technology, so-called PCAST. But first and foremost, I want to thank the co-chairs, Dr. Lander, Dr. Arnold, and Dr. Zuber, and the entire council, all of you, for your willingness to serve. It's no secret that I'm a big fan of this council. I would say parenthetically, I used to, when we were in the Obama administration, we'd have our meetings at PCAST and
ट्रेजरी सेक्रेटरी जैनेट येलन अमरीकी मैशियत की हालत के बारे में डेवोस विच एक वर्चुअल डायलॉग सेशन विच हिस्सा ले रही है
challenges. I hope to join you all in person in Davos in the coming years. In the meantime, though, the virtual nature of these meetings does not diminish the importance of the issues at hand. We've all been living through the COVID-19 pandemic for roughly 2 years now. Policymakers, businesses large and small, and families alike have grappled with the uncertainty and unexpected twists of this ruthless pandemic and its associated economic disruption. At the same time, long-standing challenges persist, and some were exacerbated.
व्हाइट हाउस की प्रेस सेक्रेटरी जन सैकी ने ब्रीफिंग के दौरान कहा कि रूस से यूक्रेन की सरहद की वधी हुई कशीदगी समेत मौजे मामलात ते सहाफियां दे सवालात दा सामना करना पै रहा है.
Today's announcement is just the latest progress in our efforts to ramp up domestic manufacturing, tackle near-term bottlenecks, especially with critical goods like semiconductors. Earlier this year, Samsung, Texas Instruments, and Micron announced $80 billion in investments in semiconductor manufacturing. Congress can accelerate this progress by passing the U.S. Investment and Competition Act, also known as USICA, which the President has long championed and which he called for action on today. This bipartisan legislation puts historic funding behind unclogging our supply chains, research and development, innovation, and advanced manufacturing in every corner of America, and invest $52 billion in making more chips, something that's vital to address our supply chain.
White House ਦੀ COVID-19 ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸ ਟੀਮ ਜਾਰੀ ਵਬਾਈ ਮਰਜ਼ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਪਟਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ਾਂ ਤੇ ਤਬਾਦਲਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਆਪਣੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਬਰੀਫਿੰਗ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ 503 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵੈਕਸੀਨ ਦੀ ਖੁਰਾਕ ਤੇ ਖੜਾ ਹੈ. ਤਾਹਮ ਕੁੱਲ COVID-19 ਅਮਵਾਤ 8,70,000 ਦੇ ਕਰੀਬ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ.
With their vaccination, meaning those who are boosted when they are eligible. There are still millions of people who are eligible for a booster dose and have not yet received one. As we continue to face the Omicron variant, representing over 99% of infections in the United States today, I urge all who are eligible to get their booster shot to get it as soon as possible. Thank you. I'll now turn things over to Dr. Fauci.
Thank you very much, Dr. Walensky. What I'd like to do over the next several minutes is to answer a question that's shown on the...
ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਲਈ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ. ਮਜ਼ੀਦ ਬਾਖਬਰ ਰਹਿਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਦੇਸੀ ਟੀਵੀ USA ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟ ਕਰੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ www.desitvusa.com. ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ ਸਾਡਾ ਲਿੰਕ ਟ੍ਰੀ ਤੇ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਦੀ ਲਾਮਹਿਦੂਦ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖੋ. ਅੱਲਾਹ ਹਾਫਿਜ਼.